Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Hi and welcome back to Healthy Living. If you are just tuning in, we are discussing facial hair. Joining me now to answer some of your questions is ExpressCare's Dr. Jitka Lom.
Hi, Jolene.
Hello. All right, so our first viewer is asking, why is it that when men get older, they seem to lose hair up here and it ends up in their ears and in their nose?
Right.
Why is that?
Why is that? Well, it's funny because on a man's scalp, we have different, the hair on a man's face and head responds differently to the hormones that they have in their body. So if you think of a hair follicle as, let's say, of a size, of a particular size, the hair that's here on top is programmed over the years with hormonal changes. It's sensitive to hormones to shrink. So the hair follicle becomes smaller and smaller and smaller till it becomes so small that it's just fuzz or nothing. So that's how men get bald on the top of their head, is that their hair follicles become smaller, thinner, sparser, and this is hormonally a hormonally sensitive area of their body. That's why at the back of their head that doesn't happen, because that area of the body is not hormonally sensitive till much later. So usually they'll have baldness on top but not on the bottom. The opposite happens with the nose hair and the ear hair, where in their early young ages the hormonal picture that they have suppresses the nasal hair and the ear hair. As the hormones change over the years and they become older, that suppression's taken away so these hairs can grow. So one goes away, the other one comes.
All right, our next viewer is asking, does the color of the facial hair play a difference in being able to remove it?
It does make a big difference. For laser hair removal, we can only remove black hairs and dark hairs. So I tell people, please get it done at a young age, because by the time they turn gray or white, we cannot do anything. At that point, the only thing left for you is waxing and plucking forever. And the hard part is, as you get older, your vision is not as good, your manual dexterity is not as good. So for women, it's very hard to pluck and clip and shave and do all those things as they get older. So better to deal with the hairs when you're younger.
All right. Our next viewer is asking, is it safe to trim that nasty nasal hair and the ear hair?
It is safe to trim it. You'd probably want somebody else helping you with especially with the ears. It's very difficult to do it on your own. And with the nose hair, there is something that I would like to mention, which is when you clip it, please take a little antibiotic ointment and go in there and apply that in there so that you don't get crusts and bacteria forming, which can later lead to boils and sores and abscesses.
All right. Our next viewer is asking, and this is for eyelash hair.
Right.
Why do some people have shorter or longer ones?
Right. And it sometimes seems unfair that the little boys have these gorgeous lashes and the little girls don't sometimes. But that's a genetic thing. People are born with a different length of eyelash. Part of it is to do with their ancient heredity. If they came from a climate with a lot of dust and wind, they need longer eyelashes. That's why giraffes have very long eyelashes, and tropical animals, because they're keeping the dust and particles out of their eyes. So if you have short ones, that's okay, that's the way you're made. If you have longer ones, be grateful.
Okay. And our last viewer is asking, why is it, or does, when you trim your hair or you shave it, does it really grow back thicker?
No, it doesn't, and that's so important. Thank you for that question. It is an old wives' tale. It's like this. Your hair is growing at a different pace, each little hair follicle. When you shave them, you're cutting them all down to the same size, so it can appear that that there is more hair because they're, you know, all the same size, kind of like when you trim your long hair or when you cut the grass. When you cut it, it seems fuller and thicker, but it's really the same number of hair follicles in this case. So feel free to shave you know, especially prior to laser hair removal, we ask people to shave. We don't need to see your hair. We know where it is. We can destroy the follicles underneath the skin that you cannot see.
Okay, and I just had a quick question. Razor bumps.
Razor bumps, so important.
How do we avoid that?
Yeah, razor bumps, you know, some people's skin is sensitive and the hair grows in one direction. When you're shaving against that direction, you're pushing the hair follicles against the skin, and that will cause a razor bump. So try shaving in a different direction. For people that get really bad razor bumps, especially in the back of their head from shaving, this typically is for men. You get the bumps at the back of their head. We ask you to clip rather than shave the hair, and again, consider removal of the hair follicles.
All right, thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Doc, for all your
It's a
health
pleasure.
knowledge. And if our viewers want to know more about special promotions and services, you can find ExpressCare on Facebook, and make sure to sign up for the informative newsletter. We'll be back